So, in this part of my advice for men in their 20s, we're going to focus on a money saving tip for you and more of also a mental tip for you. And one thing I regret when I was in my 20s, which is don't chase trends. You are traditionally the big spender and the backbone of our economy in terms of spending. I think they call it discretionary spending, meaning you're the ones buying the video games. You're the ones, buying the sporting goods. You're buying the skateboards. You're buying things that really don't have long-term value that I would call trends and fads. And I'm not hating you for that. I certainly did it, but you need to be measured and calculated in what you do and what you get joy out of. Meaning, say you buy a PlayStation 5 or one of the new Xbox or the new Switch 2, is don't immediately go out and buy half a dozen games. Go and buy, the one flagship game and take your time and explore it as much as you can. Really savor everything you're getting out of that experience instead of thinking that six games are going to make you feel better, because you will make those impulsive buys that you think are going to make you feel better or solve everything. And I can tell you it never does. It just, there's no truth to it. In the moment, there's the impulse buys that, for a second raise your endorphins. But if you keep chasing those trends, you're just throwing away your money. And I promise you, just like the PS5, for example, has stayed around the same price, there's been better, smaller versions of it, and it's gone on sale too. If you had to go out at the beginning and spend double what they're selling for now, it's still the same system that you have now. So fashion trends, vehicles, you don't need that fancy vehicle. You don't need that $200 coat. You'll see that most successful people wear the same thing every day. You will typically always find me in a white t-shirt and jeans. It's comfortable. It's what I know. It doesn't cost me a lot, and it's fashionable. I can promise you that most women that you want to be involved with, if you're using those things to attract them, it's not working. You don't need the loud pickup. Certain women will gravitate towards that, but most oftentimes, I hate to say that, but those women aren't the one you want. They're not the ones that are going to be stable for you. They're not the ones that are going to be there when you're down, or the ones that aren't going to drain your pocketbook and need nonstop attention or nonstop, affirmation that they're important. While they may certainly be important, you don't need to babysit, and you certainly don't need someone that's just going to constantly take you backwards. It's got to be a team effort. So again, don't chase the trends. You are being pandered to. Again, there is a war on you, and you are such a huge market share that these companies and advertisement is designed to entice you. Don't be a fool. Don't fall for their game. Be a smart, educated consumer. Get what's important to you and what's necessary. If you want to allocate, say, 10% of your monthly budget to those type of things, that's okay. So, for example, if you're earning, say, $1,000 a pay period, okay, I'll give you $100. I'd prefer it if you were less than that. I'd prefer it if you were, say, 5%. We'll get more into money in different parts of this, but the first thing is being super disciplined and not chasing the fads, the trends. Those are by design to entice you and they won't last. That is a very easy, quick way for you to save money. Just don't be a fool for them. Don't be a sheep. Be a wolf. Be independent. Think for yourself. You'll be shocked how much it will help you when you make informed, self-righteous decisions about what you need. We'll talk more about minimalism as we go on, and that ties hand in hand with not chasing trends, because you'll blink your eye and all of a sudden you'll feel overwhelmed. You'll have way too much on your plate, and we're going to try to simplify your world, because you have to be a soldier. You have to be thinking on your feet and ready to move at a moment's notice. So again, just reiterating, don't follow the trends. Don't be a sheep. Think like a wolf. Be smart. And this is a good first step in your journey to become successful later in life. I don't expect you to conquer the world right now, but if you listen to me and use these tools, as you get to my age and in your 40s, for example, you won't have to work as hard. You can actually start to enjoy life a little bit earlier than the idea or the consequence of, say, chasing a trend or not using your money smart is you're going to be working in a way that you're not going to want to. I'm trying to hold my language and not be as profane here, but you're going to be working well into your 60s and 70s if you're not smart about it. Because if you don't think it's going to get tougher before it gets easier, you are sorely mistaken. So don't follow the trends. That's the purpose of this video. In the next one, I think I'm going to talk more about probably money, being smart with it. This is just a simple way for you to not be pandered to and to be disciplined to not spend money. So as always, take care of yourself. If you're not, start now, and we'll talk to you soon in part 3 about wise money choices and how to save, for example. I appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.